In today's video, I'm showing you how to transform your engine bay from looking like this to this for less than $30. I went to a tech school for auto body where I did more paint jobs than I can remember. This is by far the easiest job I've ever done. I can confidently say you watching this video right now can do it yourself even if you have no experience. But let's start from the beginning. A couple weeks ago, I took the engine out of my car. You can watch that here. Then I removed all the wires and lines from the engine bay. That's right, I've got to tackle this absolute spaghetti monster of wiring and tubes and brake lines and everything. So the plan is to take the fenders off, the headlights out, this bumper off, hood latch, everything on this side, and then everything on this side. I don't know how I'm gonna actually sort this out so I know how to put it back in, but I guess we'll just go with the flow, you know? I'm gonna be honest, this looks like an extremely daunting task, but the only way to get it done is to get started, so here we go. While you watch me tear apart my car, I got a few tips for you. Make sure to put every nut and bolt into separate bags and label them based on where they came from. You might also want to label your lines with masking tape and a marker just so you know where they go. Oh, and take plenty of pictures and videos that you can look at when putting it back together. This will help you a lot. Alright, now that we got the wires tucked away, I can finally degrease this and scrub it all down, get it all clean to sand, and then I can primer it and then paint it. This engine bay was filthy. With over 30 years of caked on grime, it was so satisfying watching all that dirt and oil just wipe away. Okay, so now that I've got most of the main dirt out, I'm still gonna have to pressure wash it, so I'm gonna use these garbage bags to cover my electronics, roll it outside, and pressure wash it. As you can see in these corners, there's still some grime there that has to be gone in order to paint it. I got the wheels back on. I'm just gonna tuck these wires into these garbage bags and use this duct tape to tape the base of it so no water gets in. Big thanks to Jesse for letting me use this pressure washer. If you don't have one for this job, try and borrow one or use a hose. Water to clean out those tight cracks is so useful. I'm just going around hitting every nook and cranny, focusing on where the dirt is packed in. It'd help if it wasn't so dark outside, but hey, you gotta work with what you got. I'm also taking the time to clean the old oil off my frame.
That's probably good.
Now for the materials you'll need. I went to Walmart and bought 2 cans of Rust-Oleum Automotive Primer, as well as 2 cans of their protective enamel paint. You can choose any color and any finish here. I went for gloss white since I'll be wrapping the car and I don't know what color yet. And since the Miata is a small car, I only needed to use 2 cans of each, but if your car is any bigger, you may need more. You'll also need some Scotch-Brite scuff pads. I got the maroon ones from Napa. Some masking tape, access to compressed air, and a pressure washer or hose will make this job so much easier. Alright, so now I got a pressure wash. The plan was to dry it off with compressed air from that thing, but I guess my nozzle's broken, so I have to hand dry all of it, which is gonna be fun. These wires, I'm worried I got water on. Well, I definitely did get water in them, but I hope they dry off and not corrode. You probably can't hear me right now, but I bought an air compressor tip at AutoZone and I was able to spray it down. Now that's all pressure washed and dried. I just need to sand it down. There is some stuff still caked on there, if you can see, kind of in there. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna sand all that down with a Scotch-Brite, see if it'll take it off, and then I'll be able to paint. And I gotta mask everything off. It's a couple days later and I've got this Scotch-Brite scuff pad I totally didn't steal from my tech school, and I'm gonna scuff all this down. The reason why I'm not using a normal sander is because this can get into the hard to reach places so you can fold and everything. So like between these and up in here would be so hard with a sander. So I'm just gonna use this and hopefully it'll work well. With the Scotch-Brites, just scuff all around until the paint's no longer shiny. This will give you a good surface for the primer to bond to. Then mask off what you don't want to get paint on. You should probably mask off more than what I did here, but I'll be doing a wire tuck anyways, so you won't really see what I get overspray on. So I've got everything sanded down and masked off. I'm gonna paint the top bit of this first, and then flop all these wires over once it dries so I can paint the bottom. And painting inside of here is gonna be a pain in the ass, especially on this side. I ground out most of the rust here, so it's just bare metal. Paint right over that. Now I did a little test spot with primer. It looks all right. So I'll continue to prime all of this and then I can put a base coat down. It doesn't have to be too perfect. When spraying primer or paint, don't get too close or go too slow. This will make it pool up and run. Just do nice even strokes, you'll get the feel for it. I've got the whole engine bay primed and just a little spot test painted. It looks really good. Honestly, the shine on this is really good for it being a single stage. So all the nooks and crannies are covered, even part of the backside. And up front here, even though that's covered by bumper cover, it doesn't really matter. I just want it white. This took all of 2 spray cans, like completely, down to the last drop. So my fingers are already cramping up, and I'm gonna try to finish it tonight.
Painted the whole house, and without getting a drop of paint on anything but the flappin' flotsam. What's that?
After 2 cans, this is what it looks like. Honestly, it's pretty good, but it's gonna need another coat. Tomorrow, I'll get 1 more can and go over it once more. It's all nice and white. I like the look of it. It's probably gonna get dirty real soon, but I'll do the best to keep it clean. The reason why I went for white is because I don't know what color I'm gonna wrap this. It's not gonna stay red, so the white engine bay will look nice with whatever I wrap it. I think if I did like a blue or a purple and it had a red engine bay, that would just clash so hard. So white's just a good neutral base. It looks really good on camera.
Tomorrow.
Alright, the final coat is on the engine bay. I'm honestly super happy with how it turned out. I did make a little mistake, however. I should have let the first coat dry a little bit more before I put the last coat on, because as you can see, it's cracking a little bit here especially, but that's going to be hidden by the bumper, and the worst spot is right there. But later when it dries, I'll just sand it down and repaint it. No big deal. I do have some runs that I'll also, you can't really see them, but I'll sand those down as well. I think it'll look really nice with whatever color I wrap it. The only thing is keeping it clean. I'm gonna know when I have any sort of oil or fluid leak, which is kind of nice, but I'd rather be ignorantly blissful than have to keep an engine bay spotless. That'll be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.